What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Couch Talk. Today we're going to be reviewing the second episode of Black Clover. My name's Justin.
I'm Logan.
And
This episode.
this episode. Yes, before we get into this episode, we're just going to do a little spiel here in the beginning. Be sure to leave your feedback. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And subscribe, whatever else you want to do. Like, share.
The classic YouTube spiel.
Yes.
But seriously, if you guys do like it,
so.
or if you do enjoy it, please like and subscribe or comment. Just let us know somehow. It really helps.
Yes. But now we're just going to go ahead and just get straight into this. First, these first 3 minutes.
Okay, wait.
Alright, what we normally do, we do scene by scene breakdown review at the end.
Let's start with something positive.
We start scene by scene.
We saw the opening. Or like the opening song. This was the first time. So we'll judge that. Which it was okay.
That's my thoughts exactly. But before we get to the opening theme song, we actually get the introduction to the episode, which the first 3 minutes, I think it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds actually, or something like that, is literally the last 3 minutes of the episode before.
Yes. Okay.
First of all, I have a pet peeve with like openings of anime using the ending of the last episode, like I just fucking saw it, or it's just a week.
I mean,
my
I
memory's
understand.
not gone. But I mean, I get it. Some do it like it's just the last 2 sentences or lines of the last episode, and they take off from there. I think the rule should be no more than like 30 seconds
Exactly.
tops. They go 3 minutes.
3 whole minutes. Well, the first 5 minutes of the show are what we've seen, and then the opening. So that's 5 minutes gone.
The only new thing they really added in there was saying,
it was.
I knew he couldn't have been not get chosen by.
It was kind of different dialogue, I think. I can't remember verbatim.
Yeah, they
what
added
said.
in just some more with talking like,
yeah.
Oh, I knew him not getting chosen was ridiculous. And so
I think
skip the first 5 minutes just because
it was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds too long. They could have just cut to where was like, that's why I chose him or he's my rival, and then it goes to
exactly.
Asta.
That new little flashback with them laying down in the snow.
Yeah. Okay, so not only did the first 5 minutes kind of, or at least we'll stick to the anime. The first 3 minutes kind of were a waste. Then we go straight to a flashback.
Yes.
An immediate flashback.
I want to go ahead and say this for the manga readers. This whole episode, this 24 minutes or whatever, is the last 6 pages of chapter 1. So 2
episodes that do 1 chapter.
Yes.
That is extremely slow.
Yes, that's what's bothering me. Like, the pacing in this episode is just slow all the way through, whereas the manga is the exact opposite. It's fast and constantly escalating. So I'm hoping episode 3 and 4, they pick up that pace.
Right.
But we go back to this flashback of them in their childhood.
Well,
and I feel like their goal this episode was to build up background character.
Right, like backstory for our 2 characters.
Yes.
But I felt that could be... I felt it's too early a bit.
Yeah.
Because right now we don't really know... Like, I don't really care for each character. And I'd rather see them presently and get to like know them now and then go to their past.
And what we get from the past is this a whole bunch of stuff that I felt like could have been told in 2 minutes. Their past isn't too unique. It's kind of like, they had a rough childhood in an orphanage or whatever. They're poor.
Yeah,
and that's basically it. That's their background.
I felt the part with the first part of the flashback where it was like them at the town was way too long. It was about 10-ish minutes, I think.
Yeah,
well,
so
at least
going from these scenes from the new thing we do get in one of these flashbacks right here in the beginning is them in the church learning the story of the first
Yes,
Wizard
that was
King.
an interesting thing.
So that actually gives us a story into the past of this world,
so
which I mentioned in our first episode review. But now they actually brought it out and told it this way.
Kinda. They kind of told it in like 10 seconds. Or like the demon almost killed the world. Magic guy showed up.
And saved it.
He's the Magic King.
and that inspires Asta and Yuno.
See, you know what would have
to-
been cool? Instead of a flashback, why don't they could have like opened with that story, or
Yes,
instead of like the
yeah,
last
exactly.
3
That's what
minutes.
I was saying on our episode 1 review. They could have just, in the very beginning, told a little story, like a little narrative story.
Yeah, exact. Kind of like she
basically.
told it. They could have used that
Yes.
same thing and then put that
Yes, and
there.
Episode 1, you didn't even need to show them as children.
Right. Because it would have been
Um,
like, whoa, what? This is cool. It would have piqued your interest.
Yeah, exactly. So we get that little good dialogue.
I will say that Asta's voice as a younger child is less annoying than it is as current Asta.
Yes, there is a lot of people talking about the voice. I want to go ahead and address that. I don't think the character himself is the issue. I think it's more like the voice actor is the issue.
I agree.
People are saying, "Oh, it's just the character. The character's always screaming." Well, you should really check yourself and like look at all these other shonen animes, even some that
Right.
aren't shonens. Like, somebody else mentioned the character Hinata from Shoyo from Haiku. He's basically always yelling too.
Yeah.
But I think the voice actors are doing it in a way to where it's not like you
Yes.
don't notice it as
I
much.
think it's his inflection of how he pronounces things. He like rolls his words every time. Like at the end of the word, he'll like roll it and keep it going. So it's not really the character because shouty characters are common. It's the way
they are
he
very
shouts.
common. I think it's the way. Yeah. They also do address here during this long flashback that the Wizard King is the second like head thing, and there's actually the kings above him.
Right. We
So
do see.
they do announce a little bit of the hierarchy in this world.
Yeah.
That anybody can be the Wizard King, but not anybody can be the king.
Right. Okay, so then
And we get a whole bunch of more Asta wants to marry sister.
they kind of drove that joke into the ground already.
They
This
did.
episode, I think they said it like 10 times.
Yes. He literally, I think there was a scene where
There
it's
was
like
a whole scene where they
2
went back and
minutes straight
forth.
of him just yelling, "Yes, I'm not done, I'm not done," on like trying to ask her to marry him. So
Like they could
They
have cut that out. I think they're trying to connect us to the characters, but I don't feel it's the appropriate time. You
yeah,
know? I don't
and
know if
a lot of this doesn't matter to the story.
I can't remember a show where they flash back so fast. Or at least this long. This episode is like 85 to 90% flashback.
Yes, it is little drawn
It's
way out,
way
especially
too long.
you
It's not a little, it's
like this
way
whole
too
episode. You could tell in 3 minutes, and you could have attached it to the last 3 minutes that was just dead space on episode 1.
long. Right.
But so
It's
normally
just
we break these scenes down by down, but there's like no scene in this episode.
Yeah,
it's
the
just,
scene's kind of the flashback
it's
kind of
one
all
scene. It's one flashback
Yeah.
scene.
we try and
I
pick up the
guess-
important things in the flashback, but there's very okay.
The next
There is stuff to
important
say
thing-
about Yuno. He kind of looked up to Asta a
Yes.
bit as a child,
which is why he views him as a rival, and he knows that Asta can like support himself and others.
right. So that's
So
the
that's an
main thing
important
I got
emotional
from it.
connection there. But the next important thing that happens in this episode is getting his pendant stolen.
Okay, that's probably
Uh,
the main focus of the flashback. Well, it is
this-
the main focus.
Yeah, that is the whole purpose of the flashback.
Exactly.
Is for this one 2-minute clip of getting beat up by some drunk dude.
Like if they would have showed this before cutting back to the fight and just this and cut out the other stuff and then continued to chapter 2 then I think it'd have been a fine episode.
Yes,
It's just-
because at least then you would get the pacing right.
Yeah.
The pacing in this just felt super
it feels
slow.
way too slow at the moment.
And that was my whole worry coming into this anime, because the manga just chapter after chapter escalates and keeps going quicker and quicker. But this anime feels like they're gonna try drawing it out as much as possible.
That's the kind of the feel I get. For a shonen, I feel you have to differentiate yourself sooner rather than later, because like
Yes,
everyone's gonna be like, oh, this is cliche. I can see this elsewhere. With
Yeah, no one wants to commit to something they know that's gonna be really long
exactly
if they don't like the first few episodes.
right.
If you know it's only gonna be 20 episodes and you're done, you're more likely to give it more time.
There was a bunch of wasted opportunity here, but we'll continue to where he's getting his pendant stolen.
Yeah, so his pendant's getting stolen. Asta just basically comes in and fights this drunk guy.
Yeah,
And it's more like he doesn't win, it's just the drunk guy gets annoyed.
right.
And he just gives the pendant
it
back.
shows that Asa doesn't give up.
Yes,
like,
he
ever.
doesn't give up. Yes.
Which we kind of already knew, but this is okay showing it again.
Yeah, there it was fine. That was the most important scene.
Yeah,
And
and
then
this is
after
kind
that
of where
scene-
they cemented their bond / rivalry because they're like, well, we'll get to that later, I guess, because it cuts back to that.
It finally cuts back after what? Let's see.
17 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, 17 minutes and 45 seconds. That's how long you have to wait for something to actually happen.
For something new to happen. Well,
yes, for some,
the flashbacks
some of
were
it was
unseen,
new,
but something new to the current story.
something that's relevant.
Right. Or at least something that's just back to where we left off on the last episode.
That could have. So basically, from 1745, we finally get back to him with this sword, and the guy attacks him with his chains. And this is where you learn Asta he nullified his magic, basically.
He's like uses like demon magic or something.
I'm pretty sure they'll explain it more in a little bit. Maybe it should
I
be.
will
in
say the
episode 3,
animation
but
during
we might not get it till episode 5 or 6.
I will say the animation during this small fight scene, if you want to call it, was actually pretty good. I like how it cut to like black and white, and
Yes,
Asta
I
wasn't.
did actually really like. I like the art style they take.
Asta's a lot cooler when he's not yelling. When he's like serious, he actually sounds good and he comes off as cool. But like,
Yes, and here we hear like not giving up is his magic, so
it's my
that
ninja
is the main
way.
focus of his character. So he blasts the guy quite far.
He
Asta
one-shots
just
him.
Obliterates this dude.
Yeah, he was fast. I did like how they made him like.
So that scene's done. I think 1 minute and 20 seconds,
Yeah, and then
and it goes
flashback.
to saying, just kind of looking at him. They get some pride. Then it goes back to them as children, laying in the snow.
Yeah,
And Asta's trying to tell him how, anybody can become the Wizard King. I want to become the Wizard King to protect everyone and get everyone nice things.
right.
And this is where says the same thing. Hey, I'm also
Yeah,
gonna protect
Yuno is
everyone and become the
clearly
wizard."
inspired by Asta at this point. He's
So
like,
they both make a promise to become the Wizard King.
yes, which when there's only one Wizard King, that defaults them to rivals.
Yeah,
If you're both
so
going for the same
that's
thing.
like the whole plot. Really, is them trying to become the Wizard King. So we're gonna have constant rivalry between them two. Really, is there anything else that really happened in this episode?
Well, I really like the animation in the colors of the last part where it's them.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
these,
standing within the castle walls and all the glowing orbs are
yeah,
coming
that
up.
part was pretty cool, and I did like how they fist bumped again and re-cemented
Yes,
their
this
promise.
is where you start to see. Yeah, this episode makes not actually seem like a better person. The first
Yeah.
episode they made him seem like cold and
heartless
off-putting.
and like a loner and stuff. Not a
but
loner, but
he's just not whatsoever. And this episode actually showed it. He's actually not that bad of a guy.
and we also see
he
that
cares a
Asta
lot.
is very short. He
Yes,
looks like
he
a
is short.
kid. I mean, he is
is short.
still kind of a kid, but he's pretty damn short. And that's
We do get an ending this episode as well. An actual. I mean, it's not much. It's just kind of character portraits on the ending song.
yeah. There
But
was
we
like
do
no
get one.
animation.
It's not just black with credits coming down.
right.
And let me re-listen to that music real quick.
That's basically the whole episode.
Well, the music's not playing for me. So, I don't. I actually kind of like the ending theme song more than the opening.
I think
The opening I felt was kind of bland.
The opening was, maybe it's one of those. It's hard to judge openings because there's some openings that will like grow on you. Like the more you listen to it, you're like, wait, this is actually awesome. So
that happened to me with a couple Pokemon songs.
Yeah, there's been a few that have done that for me. I'm like, this is why do people say this is good? It's not good. And then I'll listen to a couple more times and like, this thing's so cool.
but that is the whole episode. Did you watch the Next Time On?
No.
All right, we're going to clarify that. We never watch Next Times On,
right.
At least. I never do, just because...
I used to, but now I don't.
I pretty much plan on watching the next episode anyway, and I don't like things being given away. Not that it matters to me, because I've read all this, so I don't know, so there's also no point. Unless it just tells me, oh, we're never going to get there, or something like that.
Right.
But this is for this nutshell, this episode in a nutshell... Woo, I was going to say that backwards.
This nut in an episode shell.
Not that poorly, but...
Alright, so you want to score it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give my score. I'm giving it a 4. I'm sure people got why while we were talking.
Yeah.
First 3 minutes were shit I've already seen in the first episode. It took till 5.5 minutes to get to a flashback. Then the pacing is just very slow. It takes them way too long to tell something they could have told in 3 minutes. And that's basically why it just felt like wasted time.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a 5, like just straight in the middle. It wasn't like good. It wasn't horrible. There was unnecessary stuff. This is not a strong start to a shonen. Like, it doesn't captivate you super well. It's not like a Hero Academy where you're like absorbed almost immediately. This one just... I hate to bash on things so hard. Like, Asa's voice is kind of detrimental. The pacing's detrimental. This episode was just not a good follow-up episode. Because I was hoping... I gave it the benefit of the doubt for the first week. I was like, alright, I'll give you a benefit of the doubt because you're a shonen and most of them start the same. But then they get through, what 5 pages you said? Which is nothing.
It's like 6 or 7 or something like that.
20 minutes.
The first chapter is 55 pages. Or 52. It's 52. The first episode got through like 40.
That's even worse.
45.
That's even worse. You get through a fifth, a seventh of your chapter in 20 minutes. Yeah, just a 5.
Yeah, that's what's going to worry about me for the future ones.
It's gotta pick up soon.
The chapters get smaller, so there's hope, I guess. It's all the chapters around 20 pages or something like that.
It has to pick up soon. Like, not I hope it has to pick up soon.
It has to, because that's the whole like drive of the manga, is how quickly it's constantly escalating. You have, they just got done with this ordeal. Well, there's something fucking worse going on now.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna lose some viewers if it doesn't. If this next episode isn't like, I don't even know what it could do. It'd have to introduce new characters that are interesting just to give it something new and then progress the story. Like, show us where we're going with this. Because I know they're going to be the Wizard King, but I knew that the first episode.
Yeah.
So I need to know, like, what's their plan, I guess. Like, are they going to become knights first? Or are they going to... I don't know. There's a really interesting thing how... Yuno is like, or not Yuno, Asta kind of resembles the demon, and Yuno kind of resembles the like good magic king, I guess.
Yeah, good. Well, he did inherit the same
like because
book,
like
so.
And then Asta obviously has like a demon shadow thing. I don't know what that is, but it kind of feels like one's the demon, one's the Wizard King incarnation, I guess you could say. Anyway,
Oh, we'll have to wait till next week to see if they pick up or not.
I hope so.
But that does it for this episode. Be sure to comment, let us know what you thought about the episode. If you agree with us, disagree with us, like, share the video. If you think anyone else would like to see this before they jump into the anime. Maybe someone's on the bubble. This might help them.
I don't think this will help them. I mean, it'll help them off the damn bubble. They're like, all right, I ain't watching this.
Exactly. And subscribe. Everything
Yeah.
helps.
So, our next one's gonna be
Inuyashiki? That's next, right?
yes, Friday is our next one. Inuyashiki.
Inuyashiki coming out Friday. And then
Hopefully that's good. I have
the
high
others
hopes for
you
that
guys
one.
already know. Yes, I do have high hopes for that one. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. So
Yeah.
till
Thanks.
next time. Peace out.
See ya.